Welcome back to the channel. My name is Steven. I'm a pharmacist. I own 52 units of real estate and I help coach people to buy their first multifamily deal. So today I want to talk about burnout. I've been experiencing it for the past week and a half, and it was kind of caused by a multitude of things. So for me, it was caused by work. Obviously work is a little bit challenging right now. You're on call as management, and then when you're on call, you're dealing with a lot of sick calls, and and it happens all days or all times. So it can happen at 11 p.m. It can happen at 3 a.m. So it's hard to kind of relax and rest when you're on call. That's why I really respect doctors, because they're on call a lot, and you can't really relax. You can't really detach, right? So it does compromise work-life balance. Fortunately, we rotate, so it's like every 3 weeks I'm on call, but during the on-call week, it's a little bit rough, right? Like you don't sleep as well, you're a little more high-strung. Even though it's the weekend, you're kind of tired. So that's kind of one phase. And then another part of my burnout is, and this is my blessing, this is my curse as a entrepreneur or intrapreneur, is the moment I kind of feel like I'm out of control, and I know big picture, like I am in control. Like I could, obviously sell some real estate and just sit on that money and then retire from my job. But for me, it just doesn't make sense right now, until I have kids and a family. So I'm holding off, trying to hold back these thoughts and feelings for as long as possible. And then once I have kids, then obviously I'm going to reassess my situation. But when I kind of feel stressed out or have any displeasure or frustration with my job, my default is to go double down on my side hustles. So I'm a double down on creating YouTube content, for example, but then that can create burnout. I double down on trying to find, creative financing real estate, buying it subject to. So I'll call more agents on Redfin to see if there are any bites, because I know it's a number game. I will, consume more podcasts, more content to learn more, so that I can maybe learn something new that I can apply that can help change my situation. But all that's interesting, because when I'm stressed at work, I then double or go all in, double my efforts on my side hustles, and that creates even more burnout, right? So eventually I hit the point where, I just hit burnt out. And then what does burnout feel like? For those who never had it, it's like you're kind of so let me break down burnout physically, mentally, and then just emotionally. So mentally, I kind of feel like I'm it's wired and tired, right? I always feel tired, but I always feel wired. So my stress response is weaker. So if I have to deal with a more stressful situation, or a difficult employee, my stress tolerance isn't as good. I also, when you have burnout, you have a more negative outlook on life. You're more you lost motivation, you're more pessimistic, you don't think things will improve, right? And in terms of mentally, yeah, you're kind of just in a depressed state and just very low energy. Everything that you get assigned feels like you're drowning. You just feel so overwhelmed, and you feel like you're drowning. And then physically, you're just tired. You don't want to do much. You don't want to move around much, despite sleeping 8-9 hours a day, despite doing nothing. Just very low energy. If you go to the gym, I don't recover as fast from the gym. I need more sleep, and it's just in a lower mood, right? And then emotionally, it feels weird. You kind of feel like you're bipolar. Some days you're kind of I call it hypomanic, where you have a lot of energy, but then you crash, right? So you have your highs and your lows, and your highs and your lows. So that's what burnout feels. So when I hit burnout, I basically have to cut back on a lot of things, right? So I'll basically cut out on creating YouTube content. So if I post less, that's why. I'm just trying to scale back a little bit, rest and all that. And then I cut out listening to podcasts, actually drive in silence again, just as a form of meditation. Or I listen to kind of white noise white noise soundtracks, like what you hear at spas, for example. And what I'll do is I go back to my morning routine and like being really diligent with that. So what does that mean? I wake up in silence. I don't listen to any news. I don't listen to podcasts. I don't check my email immediately. I'll brush my teeth. I'll do some stretching. I'll go downstairs. I'll gratitude journal or just journal my thoughts, my feelings. Quick bullet points. So today I did a gratitude journal, just talking about things I was grateful for. Because when you're in that burnt out state, you have a more pessimistic outlook. So I'm trying to like force kind of optimism and positivity in me. And on top of that, I'm being diligent with not doing too much, right? So, for me, I was I was looking at a lot of deals, and I kind of call that mental masturbation, where you're just like looking at deals. But like honestly, like right now, it just makes absolutely zero sense for me to buy any real estate. So like, why even look at it, right? But it's hard because that's my nature to like want to look at deals, right? And make offers on deals. But like what's the point, right? So I've been talking to a lot of lenders. I've been finding deals, and I'm like, what's the point, right? Like it just doesn't make sense for me to buy right now. So don't even think about it, because it's taking up my mental bandwidth, right? On top of that, I've been listening to a lot about financial freedom. So it's kind of been making me yearn for financial freedom. And obviously I've been listening to a lot about it because I feel very close to it, and I know that I need to make some moves. And by making moves, I mean, sell some real estate if I want to achieve my financial freedom. But like I said, it just doesn't make sense right now to sell it. And then combine that with like really considering if I just want to step out of management and just become like a regular pharmacist, because that gives me more flexibility to just be part-time. You don't have to deal with people anymore, so I just go in, clock out, do my job, don't worry about anything, right? So it's a little bit more easy of a lifestyle, less stress. And when I get off from work, I just focus on relaxation now. Like I just like I don't do anything extra. I just like watch TV, watch sports. I'll do like kind of hot soaks in our jacuzzi or in our bathtub. I have a massage chair that I'm always in. I'm just trying to like turn my brain off and like just really decompress, right? And then now I'm trying to like focus less on wealth building, less on real estate, and then more on kind of happiness, on enjoying the little things in life. Like right now I don't have kids yet, but like the next maybe 2 years I'll have a kid. So enjoy this time where I have the freedom and no other obligations. So like do things on the weekend, go out and about, just enjoy my peace and quiet, because once you have a kid, you don't get peace and quiet. On top of that, I want to optimize traveling, whether that's going internationally. Like I'm going to Costa Rica for my honeymoon. I'm going to Vietnam in like October. I want to do like a 4-day trip to Banff National Park. Just do little 3-day trips here and there, just to get out and about. Optimize my weekends. Like you said, just stay home recording YouTube videos all day. Like I could like go out and about. So, and this is just kind of my personality, unfortunately. I'm like very like extreme, right? Like when I do work and side hustle, I go to 110%. When I relax, I go 110%. So I go extremes both ways, but I average out to 50 versus most people just like live at that 50. And this is my blessing and my curse is what I chalk it up to. Like this is the way I'm wired. So that's why I was able to build wealth. But on the flip side, because I'm wired this way, it's hard for me to relax. Like you see a lot of those entrepreneurs where they're worth hundreds of millions and they have a hard time like relaxing on vacation for like a few days. So, for me, I just want to spend this next year and a half to like really focus on like less on wealth and more on just like my physical health, which I've been working out like the most consistently I have been since COVID, and my happiness and just doing stuff, right? Because like I said, you can't take your money to the grave, number one, and number two is like, what's the point of building all this wealth if you come out super stressed or not happy, right? So for me, I'm trying to like rewire my mindset to focus more on making my life easier, making my life less stressful, and taking kind of the easier path in life, because I've taken the harder path in life for the past like 12 years to build this wealth, and then now it's like, well, time to enjoy, right? So I'm like really focusing on just enjoying my life, enjoying my money, like spending where it brings me value. And for me, it's traveling and doing new things. And when I'm burnt out and stressed, like I'm no fun to be around, right? Like my fiance does not want to be around me when I'm like burnt out. Um, so in a way says, Steven, you do this to yourself, right? And I said, yeah, this is unfortunately my personality, right? I have a hard time to relax. So yeah, that's kind of been my focus is like, don't look at much real estate deals. Like there's no point right now because I can't buy. When I'm ready to buy, I know that I can find a deal. When I'm ready to, you know, invest more, then I know I'm ready, right? And honestly, I'm still investing in like 401k and like life insurance, but it's just very passive, right? So, you know, like that's kind of my blessing, my curse. Is that I just go hard until I burn out, and then I reassess and I pivot, right? So, that's just like I said, it's a blessing, it's a curse. Welcome to the growth mindset. Welcome to entrepreneurs. But yeah, it's weird. Maybe I struggle with just stability and just being quiet and sitting there. That's why the joke is like, um, a lot of the people become rich. They like start to become monks and more spiritual because at that point it's just like controlling your mindset. I mean, you have all the money in the world already. You have everything you ever would want, and at that point, it's just controlling your mindset. So a lot of people become like monks or more spiritual. So who knows? Maybe that's my next like path, right? A Maslow hierarchy of needs. But yeah, just kind of want to share a little bit about my burnout. What it's like to be burnt out, and kind of what things I'm doing to prevent the burnout. I think stress releases a lot of cortisol, and then that is what creates a lot of disease in your body. Stress raises your blood pressure. It makes it harder to sleep. You're more anxious. You're flight or flight. You're more in like fight mode or fight or flight mode. You can't control your emotions as well. Like you can't think clearly. You're more forgetful. You can't make sound decisions. So like mentally right now, I'm not even in the best state to like buy a piece of real estate. So, that's kind of been my thought process recently with the burnout. So we'll see. I'll try to keep posting daily, but if not, I'll still try to post some sort of cadence. But I'm trying to chalk it up now to I'll post whenever I feel like it, and then whenever I have a moment, right? So right now, arrived to work a little bit earlier, so I have a moment. So want to share those thoughts. But anyways, let me know what questions you have. Let me know if you're going through burnout and what you've done to help mitigate burnout. And if you want to learn about multifamily real estate with some coaching, some mentorship, check out the description down below. Otherwise, please like, comment, subscribe. I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you so much.